And this is it's an arena that has about close to 17,000. So it's not a very big arena, and that's what they could do. They could easily do, you know what? Hey, we got 10,000. It's a sellout.
Hmm.
Ignore the 7,000 tarped out seats. That's a lot. So it's very much a possibility they could do that. I mean, State Farm is not a big arena, so we'll see what happens on that. But one thing I will say that is very comforting is that Triple H is getting blasted over his creative. This needs to happen more often. So from the leaked of the Netflix show that they're putting out, apparently Triple H is getting blasted over corporate creative meetings. Writers are too intimidated to be creative. What did we say? What did we say?
Exactly.
Yes men. A table full of yes men that will not confront him, that will not tell him his shit sucks, that will not tell him who he pushes is garbage, that will not tell him that his souls are lifeless corporate slop. Just a bunch of yes men that want that fucking paycheck, and that is what is contributing to the downfall of wrestling. And they probably see, you know, it's one of those situations where as soon as somebody speaks up, they get immediately fired. They probably see that like, well, I want my cushy six-figure job. Fuck these fucking fans. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, absolutely. It's that they're trying to make Triple H happy rather than produce the best product they possibly can. Now, I think they're ultimately just writing for Triple H. Like Triple H will give them the outline of what they're going to be doing, and they fill in the gaps, and then he just books the card. I think that's pretty much what's going on here with Triple H and his amazing creative team. And just look at that room that they're in. Gray walls, a fucking whiteboard with what it looks like match booking on it. It looks so fucking just bland and stale.
Well, you can understand how they bring apart, bring to the point a lifeless program when they have a lifeless creative environment like this. When you see something like this, you know that nothing important or creative or cool is going to come out of it. It's all going to be factory standard slop. That's what you get out of a lifeless, boring environment. So yeah, it's gonna. We are interested to see the show just to confirm what we've always thought all along. It's just a bunch of yes men that will say whatever they want to Triple H just to keep their jobs. It's sick and it's sad. But you know what though, Triple H, forever the mark that he is, he's hyping up WWC. So he said, on June 7, worlds collide like never before, including Viking Dildo versus Gable in an absolute dream main event matchup. So can you just feel the excitement? Look at this amazing card, and that's the main event: is Viking Dildo versus Chad Gable in a mask.
Yay!
Terrible.
Oh my god!
It might be Chad Gable without a mask. Who knows? I'm guessing he's going to show up as Americano, probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, hopefully. I mean, because at least it's a character, and it would probably get heat, and But yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a wrestling show. That's all it is. Like, don't expect anything major to happen out of it. Don't expect any major storylines. It's lucha wrestling. It's just wrestling. That's pretty much all it is. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just lucha showcase with just matches and bullshit and no segments. It's perfect for Triple H. Just book matches. Simple. But Triple H, he's starting to book more of a simple schedule because he realized after his stroke that, he's got to take better care of his body.
In this really weird, up way, like, my heart issue was gift. Made me see things differently.
I've never heard you say that.
Made me look at life differently. You can go through life, no matter how great it is or all the things you're doing or something, and you're just doing it. And then it's, all of a sudden you're partway through it, have a reset and go like, holy shit, like this doesn't last forever. It's that stoic shit of the coin that I have.
I was just about to ask you about.
You gave it to me. Memento Mori. You can die at any second. This can all stop at any second. Basically saying, like, don't get caught up in all this bullshit. Life is fleeting, so, like, it can all go away at any moment.
Well, that's one thing we've always said about Triple H is we've always said that we hope after this health scare that he takes care of himself. Taking on the stress of all this managing of shows is not a way to do that. If anything, it's a way to put more stress on your already compromised heart. I mean, especially if you consider all the possibilities of how he had a weakened heart. I mean, whether it be what he's injecting in his body or what he's taking in his body. I mean, or he did for that matter. It's something that could very will damage a man's heart and their heart valve. So we prayed for the guy. We hope that he makes it out of this health scare and just gets out of wrestling. It's not the best for his health. I mean, it will lead toward, I think, more stress for him. Because what happened last time? It was too much stress. He had to step out. It was really getting to him. I mean, losing to Tony was fucking with this guy. And even beyond that, just the stress of putting on all these shows was fucking with him. He had to do what he had to do, you know?
Oh yeah, now he's under probably more stress than ever before. Yeah, it's and again, it's like if it's gotten to a situation where more and more fans are shitting on him, and he's now noticing that these shows aren't selling out like they used to, and he's now getting pressure. Could that trigger? And again, I hope it doesn't do it, but could it trigger another hard episode? Could it trigger another event where he has to take time away? You know, I've always been of the opinion that if he does take time off, or if he does do, something like that, that he's going to be taking a sabbatical, and it's going to be pretty lengthy. So, I would not be surprised if in the next 6 months, year, he has to take a pretty lengthy sabbatical and let his fucking dipshit flunkies run the show, and they're going to fucking fuck up. So they're going to rely heavily on The Rock to come back, and The Rock may not be able to come back. So you got to hire people and embolden them to actually do good booking.
No, they won't. With that yes man environment that Triple H has cultivated, it's his way or the highway. And it's very easy to understand why Vince McMahon does not talk to Triple H or Stephanie right now. Because, I mean, especially if you consider the allegations that were thrown around about Stephanie and Triple H teaming up to take Vince out of office. That was something that was thrown around heavily back in the day, and the possibility of it. I can see him being like, you know what do I have in common with these people anymore? Why would I even have them at the dinner table? They tried to force me out of something that I created, and tried to basically put all this stuff on me and throw me under the bus instead of protecting me. I think he felt double-crossed more than anything. I think he really felt heartbroken that his own daughter would do that to him. I think he expected it out of a snake like Triple H. He knows Triple H. He knows he's a fucking snaky, cunning asshole that will do anything he can to climb up the corporate ladder, as is obvious by marrying Stephanie. He knows that. But with Stephanie, here's the crazy thing. He loves Stephanie way more than he loves Shane. And that was something that he showed for the longest time. And then when Stephanie did what she did to Vince, allegedly, it was a situation where Vince is like, all right, you're dead to me now. It was very much a dead to me type situation. And I think that's what maybe helped foster Shane and Vince having a friendship again. It's very crazy. But a little bit more on the story, just real quick. So Jonathan Coachman was talking about the whole situation and said, Shane's the only one that's really talking to Vince right now. So he said, so I also got some other information concerning Vince, and he's not happy with what's going on in WWE right now, as you can imagine. Reportedly, remember at WrestleMania when Triple H and Stephanie brought everyone out front to show who's running things? Well, apparently Vince hasn't spoken to either of them since the board vote. Wow. When they had to decide whether to keep him or send him out, and he won't speak to them. They both voted no. That right there is what did it.
Oh,
He's never forgiven them for that.
Oh, absolutely. And we can't forget the memo that Stephanie posted on her Twitter account, basically saying, fuck this shit, I'm leaving. So she was probably pissed off, like, oh, like, Daddy, why can't you trust me? Well, you fucking stabbed him in the back.
Yeah, well, that was especially when both you and your husband, like, it's a situation where Vince gave both of them the power. He gave both of them a situation. They would not be in a situation to vote if it weren't for him. I mean, if it really came down to it, it would be up to somebody else. You wouldn't have Stephanie in any field of power if it weren't Vince McMahon as her daddy running shit. Stephanie would get her job probably somewhere else in Hollywood or in corporate marketing or something. She wouldn't be in pro wrestling. A guy like Triple H would still be a fucking stooge doing pro wrestling, taking bumps until he can't no more. That's just how it is. So... no, they have everything to put towards Vince McMahon for their success. They would not have success if it weren't for him.
They honestly wouldn't. I mean, Vince literally created the company that they were convinced for years and years and years that they were going to take over, that they were going to own the company. And so, in my opinion, Vince selling the company to Endeavor was his big one last fuck you to them. That Triple H, you may retain your creative power, but you ain't gonna own the company. And Stephanie, you aren't gonna own the company either, because you don't have $20 billion to pony up to buy the company.
Yeah, no, it was a definite genius power play and showed that he's not senile. He still has his bearings. And I can't blame him for wanting to get out of pro wrestling with how jaded he is. I mean, they really treat him like shit. But I will say that, Triple H has been treating a lot of people like shit, even people that were well protected under Vince McMahon. In fact, one of the last few protected projects that he had was Roman Reigns. And Roman is to the point, he's like, you know what, I'm just going to go to Hollywood. So the big rumor going around right now is that we're going to have him playing as Akuma in the new Street Fighter movie. It's funny too, because like not too long ago I was talking about, okay, this is a remake that should happen. They've done all the other fighting game remakes, do this one, and here it is. So yeah, they got it. Apparently him as the character. We'll see if that happens. But I don't know. I'm just looking at the face. I don't think Roman is. I don't think he's the right guy for Akuma. He just got like that deer in the headlights look. He doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't look intense enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he really doesn't have that, just the intensity in the eyes and the fight. Like he doesn't look like an intense enough character to play Akuma. But who knows? Maybe with Hollywood magic and CGI, they can make it work. But I don't know, man. Like they could find somebody better than Roman Reigns for this role.
I mean, if you want to have him like in some sort of role in the game, I don't know, have him play Blanca, put him in some goofy makeup and scream and do fucking somersaults and shit. If you want to have him do that, that's fine. But I don't know. I don't trust in him playing a character like Akuma. I mean, maybe it's a good role for him because Akuma doesn't really talk a whole lot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I will say some guy who was allowed to talk and now he's getting a shot is Karrion Kross, who is now number one on the shop right now. Good for him. String him up shirt, number one in the shop. Right underneath that is Jacob Fatu, all gas, no brakes shirt. Then for whatever reason, Tyrese Halliburton has a shirt. Why? Why? Number 4, Penta logo t-shirt. Number 5, John Cena St. Louis t-shirt. So, if anything, this shows you that they'll be fucking idiots not to do anything with Karrion Kross and Jacob Fatu, who are carrying the brands right now. Really carrying SmackDown right now.
Well, and the thing is, like, they're looking at it like, well, at the end of the day, like Triple H doesn't care. He's just gonna book what he's set in motion. That's what he's gonna do. And so, like, Karrion Kross, unfortunately, is probably not gonna get booked very well. He should. He's as this shows, he's the number one merch seller, or his T-shirt is the number one T-shirt seller on WWE Shop. But even still, with that being said, that's a big fucking deal.
It's huge, man. This is a huge deal, and it deserves more credit, man, because anytime somebody gets to number one, that means that the fans are accepting them. And he was even really grateful. Once he saw that they were starting to sell his shirts at the arena, he's like, you know what, thank you for this. This is all I've wanted. It's just one shirt. And while, Cody Rhodes has like 20 shirts and none of them are selling, Kross has one, and it's number one, and I love that shit. That right there, take your Fanatics data and shove it up your ass. Kross is number one. That's all I gotta say. But... they're selling out of shit left and right. I mean, Chad Gable's mask, out of stock and isn't even ready to ship. It's not even shipping until June 9th. So it went out of stock the first day that they had it up there. People love their cheaply, shittily made masks. Especially, like, it's not even Halloween time yet. They love this shit. They did it with Penta. They did it with Phoenix. They're doing it with Chad Gable. They really have found a way to monetize these masks that Tony just passed up on. With all these luchadors that you had, man, you could have had money in the bank. And this is what TKO is known for, is gouging the market, so here it is.
I mean, good on them. I mean, if people are going to buy it, I mean, why not sell it, And yeah, it will absolutely, I mean, of course it would sell, and we were saying this, like, AEW should be doing this and WWE should be they should be doing this. Like, I'm not going to shit on TKO for selling these masks. They should be, if people are going to buy it, fuck it. Might as well just make it.
It looks like it's made out of, like, used up balloons and spray painted cardboard. They'll still fucking buy it. They don't care.
Oh yeah, they'll pay what? So how much is that mask? Let me take a look here. American.
I'm gonna guess like $75 if I had to guess.
I'm curious. American made